Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Chef Girl RD. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some homemade crepes, and I'm going to be making these right in the Ninja Foodi. Alright, so to get started, let me go over the ingredients that you're going to need. In this measuring cup, I have a half a cup of milk and a half a cup of water, and I just combined the two. And then you're going to need a cup of flour. I've got 2 eggs. These were room temperature. I melted down 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'm actually going to throw that in right now. We'll just give that a mix. So that's all set. And then optionally, you can use vanilla extract. It's just going to make them a little sweeter, but you can omit if you don't want it. All right, so I have my mixing bowl here. Now, normally anytime I've made crepes, I've layered in the ingredients, and I've always mixed by hand with a whisk. So today I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try to use an electric mixer, and I'm just going to hope that it comes out the same way. So I'm going to pour in my milk and water combo. Drop in my 2 eggs. And pour in my melted butter with my salt. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of some vanilla extract. Again, that's optional. And then I have my cup of flour here, but I'm actually going to sift this in instead of just dumping it in. So we'll just put that in my sifter and sift it. All right. And now I'm just going to mix on low until everything is nice and smooth. Just going to stop and take a minute to scrape down my sides. And I'll continue mixing. Looks good. So that worked out fine. All right, so after mixing this, I did notice there are a few little clumps, even though I sifted the flour. I guess the way to go is definitely by hand. Maybe I'm just partial to doing it that way because I've always done it like that, but I tried to make it a little easier by, well, for you to see how it would come out with a electric mixer. So I guess either way, you can do either. But if you have the time, I would definitely whisk it by hand. All right, so we're going to come over to the Foodi. We're going to turn it on. We're going to go to the Sear Saute. All right, and we're going to choose medium-high temp. We're going to start. Let that warm up. Now, in the meantime, you guys clearly know that crepes can be made on the stove in a skillet. And traditionally, that's how they're made. But I'm just one of those people that figures if I can make it in the Foodi, then why not give it a shot? So that's all this video is for, just to show you that you can make these in the Foodi, but naturally you can make them on the stove as well. So what I'm going to be using, I have some cooking spray that I'm going to spray the bottom of the pot with. Definitely going to need one of these to get underneath and do your flip. So just a spatula. And then I've got my filling. So this is a blueberry pie filling, and then I've got an apple pie filling. I just cut it up a little more, make them smaller pieces. But I'll start out with making a blueberry. So now that the pot is heated up, I'm going to generously spray with some cooking spray. All right. And I'm just going to pour thin layer of my crepes until it reaches the sides, and then I'm going to stop because it's going to spread out just like that. And I'm going to let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. You want to let it go until you're going to start to see the sides bubble up, and the middle is going to bubble up as well. But you really want to let this cook as much as you can but in very little time. So like 2 to 3 minutes. And to keep some of the heat in, I like to cheat and just put a wooden spoon here just to kind of let some of the heat stay in. But we don't do this for too long. All right, let's take another look. All right, this is looking good. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the edges around the perimeter are all cooked. And the middle, you can't really tell, but the middle has bubbled up a little bit. So when you do this, you'll see. It's not really coming up very clearly on my camera. So now I'm just going to take my filling, and you guys can heat this up if you want first, but it will warm up for the few minutes that this is sitting here. It's up to you. And I just use about a tablespoon. I actually might have used a little too much, actually. And now I'm just going to take my spatula, and I'm going to flip this underneath, and I'm going to fold the crepe in one little section. All right. And I'm going to fold the next section like this. Oops, sorry. And then I'm going to get my third section right over that. Just like that. And now I'm gonna take that right out. I bought this silly little thing here. It's a big pancake spatula. There we go. Doesn't that look good? And we're gonna do another one. I'm gonna spray this down again. I'm gonna pour. Till it reaches the sides, and I'm gonna stop. We're gonna let that go for 2 to 3 minutes. All right, let's take a look, see how we're doing. All right, so that looks good. The top is bubbled up again. I really wish you guys could tell, but you really can't see it. But you just have to try it and see for yourself. So I'm going to add my filling in the middle. This is the apple. A little bit more. Again, I probably just used too much. You just don't want to use a lot because you don't want them to break. But if you don't care about that, then I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so we'll just get under there again. I'm going to flip. Do the other side. And we'll turn it. Do that last side. I'll let this one go a little too long, but now if you don't have one of these big pancake spatulas, it's okay. Here's another thing you can do. You can just take your mitts, your silicone mitts, and you take the pot right out. And then you just slide it right onto the plate. And there it is. All right, guys, so here they are. Got the blueberry, got my apples, and it came out really good. I've got some confectioner's sugar here that I'm gonna sprinkle on top. And then you can always add some Ready Whip. And with your leftover fruit too, you could always just put more on top, on the side, whatever you want to do. So I actually did put more on top on both of them. And I added my whipped cream, just make it look pretty. And we're gonna cut right into these. Just to show you the inside. Well, I'm gonna try. I always have problems doing this. All right. that. All right. Look how good. Ooh. All right. I had to pick that one up. Slippery little suckers. Anyway, here they are. They look delicious. They're going to taste delicious. Oh my. Really, so good. These are just amazing. And then I'm going to cut into my apple. Hopefully this one doesn't give me such a hard time. So naturally, these are definitely easier to make on the stove. There's no doubt about it. But like I said earlier, just to show you what you can and can't do in the Foodi, which I haven't really found much you can't do in the Foodi yet. So here's the apple. Yummy. I think I like that one better. But I like apple better than blueberry. So, really good. So that's about it, guys. This is how you do it. They're delicious. And at least you have the recipe and you know how to make the batter now. So if you want to even do this on the stove, either way, do you. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button and be sure to subscribe so you can see more videos like this. Bon appetit, guys.